Good day, everybody, and welcome back to the flight deck. Hope you're all doing well. Kevin and Alrots, good morning. Just a couple notes before we get going. As you can hear, I am coming down with something, so I'm not going to be talking that much. Try to save my voice, but yeah, definitely something coming down. But we are here in Dakar, Senegal. We're going to continue our tour around the Atlantic. We're heading today down to Lagos in Nigeria. And Kevin's flying along. He's over there in that aircraft over there. A320 as well. So we're going to hop on board. We'll get the aircraft set up and ready to go. We've got just a couple legs left on this series before we end up down at the southern tip of Africa. And wraps up this adventure around the Atlantic. And then we'll be starting a new one. So let's get on board and get the aircraft set up. Alright, she is nice and quiet in here. Alright, so pre-flight checks are done, cockpit preparations are done, parking brakes on, GPU is available, GPU is now on, external power is on, batteries are on. Screens are coming up, feeling very peaceful. Yeah. There's another guy, he's flying down to Lagos as well in a Peace Air. Oh, Alrod's no idea. Yeah, that's got me stumped, that one does.
This parking is too
wish
small
I
for
wish
your
I could
aircraft.
help. Alright, let's get the boarding underway. And we'll start getting the aircraft up and ready to go.
Boarding requested. Do you want to board crew?
No.
Passengers bus is
Crew
coming.
is already here. So let's pop up top. We'll get the adheres on 2 and 3. Evac sign, Captain Purser. We'll get the signs on in the back. They're on. Lights are on. Nav. We'll turn up the panels as we do. There we go. Panel lights are up. Crew oxygen is on. Generators 1 and 2 are on and in fault. Cockpit heat, we're going to turn it down a little bit. It is a little bit warmer here in Africa. We're looking at in the mid-20s, so we'll get a little bit of cool air running in the back. Packs are on, but in fault. Engines are not going. Emergency exit lights are now armed. Icing indicator and compass are up, and cargo heat is set to go. Oh, Kevin, you were talking with Alrots about all that stuff? Yeah. Alright, let's get this flight in here. We'll get all our informations done. Alright, flight's coming in. We're going to adjust our departure time to 14:45. That is now good. That is fine there. Ground services are all good. You can see we're loading, and you can hear that we're loading in the back. So we're going to get our information loaded in and then get our load sheets done. Oh, no, the other airpiece. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Must be a rare one to see people flying at. So we're carrying 113 passengers. So almost a full load, but not quite. And we're going to be carrying 2.4 tons of cargo, and it's like we're going to be tankering a lot of fuel. I think we don't have a lot of options if we have to go mist and divert. So we're going to load the aircraft, insta-load, so we can get our proper numbers and everything. We're going to send our load sheets, and then we can start doing our planning. So come over to Roger's side. We'll go into ATSU AOC and messages. We'll accept that one. That's a prelim. This should be a final. There's our final. And we're good to start programming. So, into the FMC. And here we go. Database is current until the 29th of November. That is all good there. We'll go to our initializations. And we are going to request our flight. Alright, so flight is in. Our flight number today is Skyways 5556, same as we do on all the tours. Cost index in the Airbus is 25. We're going to be cruising today at a flight level of 370. We'll come over here and grab the winds for our climb and descent. There we go, winds are in. We'll pop back over here. Then we go to page 2, Init B page. We're going to get this information here. Block fuel for today's flight is 12.1 tons. And we're going to get our zero fuel weight and center of gravity. So our zero fuel weight is 55.5. And our center of gravity for today's flight, which is our zero fuel weight, center of gravity is 31.1. Alright, so that is entered in. Reserve fuel on today's flight will be, just pulling up the flight plan. You can see all this if you type, do the command of OF, Operational Flight Plan, OFP. My flight plan will come up. You can take a look at it. 1 ton on the reserve fuel for today. We'll go there. Yeah, 1 ton. And that is all set. Over to the flight plan. So we're going to make a couple little adjustments. Now, I was looking at Lagos in Nigeria. They don't like people landing to the north. Everything seems to be using runway 18. So I've set up an approach there. I'm going to have to make a couple little edits to the flight plan, but we'll get to that in a second.
I'm right next to her.
Alright, so let's pull up what we're doing here. We're going to be taking off, departing on a runway 36, and it's going to be a straight out departure, no SID.
Good evening, ma'am.
We're basically going to climb to 2,000 feet, and then we're going to turn to Nuras. We have a minimum safe altitude of 2,100 feet en route, so we're going to go to 2,000 over the water before we make the turn, and that is good there. Let's clear the messages, and we'll go down here to our arrival. So our planned arrival at the moment, winds are pretty much light, 1 or 2 knots, so it gave us 1/8 right. We're going to stick with 1/8 right. We'll do the ILS for 1/8 right, and we're going to go in on the, let's see where it is here, the LQ1 November arrival. There we go, and we'll insert that. So we're going to quickly go through here down to where the arrival starts. And this is what's got to come out. These 2 waypoints here, basically, they fly past the entry point. So we're going to use Kilex as our last point en route, and then we're going to head towards Ilki, and then we'll go into the arrival. So we will clear out Opala and insert that. Yeah, so there's Kilex. We're gonna remove this lag as well. Sorry, return, clear. We're gonna remove that lag as well. So we got Benito, Amstel, Kilex, and then from Kilex we're going to go to Ilkel. So we'll remove the discontinuity there. Let's wait for this to settle. So Ilkel, and then on the arrival we should be heading down to MM50. Yeah, there it is. MM505. The first height restriction we have is at Molop, which is flight level 350, 3,500 feet. That is correct. And we'll just come down here, and then there's our arrival onto the ILS there. So we should be platform intercepting at 1700, and that is what we have at here, and at FI 1710. So 17. So that's all very, very good to see. So that is the route in. We can come up here and we'll do a check on it just to make sure it looks good. So back to our flight plan. So we're going to be departing out of here, heading to the north. There's our disco. We're then going to go head to Nuras, flying basically on a southeast approach. There's Kelex. We're starting down. There's Eichel, the beginning of the approach. We're going to come down basically, as you can see, straight line in, pick up the ILS, and we're going to land. So that is all looking good there. Proceed return? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's an option. Accept that. Return. Okay, so we're going to head over to our performance page now. Again, sorry about the voice. Alright, so we're taking off on runway 360. Surface is dry. We'll load in our final load sheet. We'll grab the current weather. It's all in. A little bit of winds out of the north, but not too bad. And it can do the calculates. So there we go. Our V speeds 152, 152, and 156. So we'll go into our performance. 152, 152, and 156. Transition altitude is 350. Or 3500, 3,500 feet. And it's going to be a flaps 2.1 up and a 65-degree flex. So it's going to be flaps 2 up, 0.1, I believe it was. Yeah. And a 65-degree flex on the engines. Alright, so that is all entered in on our FMC. Set up the MCDU, that's set. We're going to be basically climbing right to cruise. There's no ATC on currently. We'll see if that changes. There's flight level 370 is set. Clearances will be self-cleared. We're going to turn on our radios now. So we're going to go to 122.8 on COM 1.
60, 10 to get 5, push and start facing west.
And 121.5, which is the guard channel. As I explained, that's when you monitor emergency broadcasts from aircraft, help requests, and that's the intercept frequency if we get intercepted. I'm going to go switch flight plan over here, and that is all good. So we are good there. Dakar Terminal, Skyways 5556, radio check.
5 coming for speedbird 760.
You're 5 by as well.
Thank you.
All right, so Kevin's up and going. So let me just grab the weather quickly. He's got a little bit of a backtrack in front of him, so we can give him a little bit of space. Barrow is currently 1012 down here. So we'll make sure that is set to HBA. 1012 is set and cross-checked, and we'll set it in the standby as well. As you can see, winds are 060 at 4 knots currently, and 6,000 feet visibility. We can see the haze when we were looking outside. No significant clouds, and it is 30 degrees, so it's rather warm. Hence our bit of our run there. All right, so we'll set ourselves up the way we like it. So altimeters are set. Transponder code, we're going to come down here. It is set to 2,000. That is good. PWS is on, GCS is on, fueling, loading, and boarding is complete. We'll come up top, APU master on, and we'll start the APU. And while that's going on, let's take a look at our route for today. So here is our route map, as you can see. Dakar is right on the tip here in Senegal, so we're going to be taking off to the north out over the water. We're then going to turn down here towards Nuras, and as we carry on, you can see we're basically going just south of east, heading out into the heart of the Congo area, flying over the various points, heading down towards the bottom. If we zoom out a little bit, you can see where we are at the bottom of this bit of Western Africa, and heading down to Nigeria, which is down here. And for some reason, it's all restricted airspace. You can see all the boxes and everything has information on that. It's all kind of military restricted airspace, hence why we're coming in from the north. So we're going to be picking up the approach and then the ILS and landing here in Lagos, the capital of Nigeria. So that is the plan for today's flight. Flight time is, let me just pull it up off the flight plan. Flight plan for today, or flight time for today's flight is 3 hours and 6 minutes, and we do have some in-flight entertainment lined up for once we're in the air as well. So we got a company message, and the APU is up and running. So let's quickly deal with the company message, clear that out. Probably another final load sheet. It is, we'll accept, yeah, we're good there. So you tend to get multiple sheets. You get a preliminary based on ticket sales, you get a preliminary based on who's checked in, and then you usually get a final based on who's actually boarded and what's been loaded onto the aircraft. So you usually get 3 if you let it run through the sequence, but I fast track it so we can get the planning done. Alright, so the APU is on. APU bleeds are now up and running. The APU generators are on. External power is now disconnected. Takeoff data is set 152, 156, and the FCU is set manage 3700 or 370, and manage. Flight directors are on both sides, and radios are set. So we are good for engine start. We're going to turn the beacon light on, and
This parking is too small for your aircraft.
we'll give the ground crew a shout.
Dakar traffic speed, correction speed for 7660 with a taxi and fuel hold at Sierra 1, runway 36. We're taxing by Sierra and hold it short, 36.
Alright, so that's Kevin. Let's go take a look. There he is over there. He's pushed back, engine started. He's going to start taxiing. Basically the way out
Hello,
is
Captain. We are ready
over
for
here, and then we got to taxi down to, or backtrack down to the end and then take off. So that's good. He'll be getting out of the way. There he goes, starting to roll, and we're getting ready to do our push. So good timing there. So the beacon light is on. We'll turn on all 6 fuel pumps, get them up and running. They are now on.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
I'm just waiting for them to hook up, and we'll start our push, and we can get the engines up and running. I'm gonna turn off you, and we're good. So doors are all closed. If we come to the APU, we can see the APU is up and doing everything it's got to be doing. Quick look outside.
Locking gear.
Everything is clear. We should be further away, but that's fine. Doors are closed. That's the big thing. So running a little thing in the background, clearing my computer cache. I have a question for you. If you don't know what you're doing, can you get banned? On VATSIM? Yes. Generally, they'll try to figure out why you don't know what you're doing, since if you're blatantly going in there and doing stuff and you don't know what you're doing, yeah, it can cause, we're going to go nose right, tail left. Is Kevin clear? Yeah, there he goes. You can. Now, VATSIM is very good with its training programs. They do have a lot of stuff in there where they will show you and teach you and run you through courses about how it works and how you do things. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, I know what's going on here. So they're good with that, but you've got to do the best you can. And let's get the ground power disconnected. There we go.
Release parking brakes.
It could be intensive.
Commencing push.
We've seen that
All
on
engines clear. Start at will.
on the streams and stuff, how intensive it can be. So you got to know the aircraft, and the big thing they say is until you know how to fly the airplane, and you can do things like change your headings and change your altitudes on demand. Let's go start engine number 2. Don't go on VATSIM, because you got to know how to do that stuff. If they start giving you directions and stuff, you just got to be able to do it. I mean, I flew for 14, 15 years in real life, and I sometimes get a little bit not flustered, but lost sometimes. I was never an IFR pilot, so it wasn't something I did. But yeah, even having flown myself, it can get a little overwhelming at times, especially if it's really, really busy. That's why the other thing to do is to start somewhere small that's not too busy, and build yourself up to it. But it is satisfying. It adds a lot to it, and there's been some events that that are really, really fun that we've done in the past.
Set parking brakes.
Brakes are set.
Waiting your confirmation
Engine
for
one,
good engine start.
engine 2 is up. Starting engine number 1. I flew small general aviation airplanes basically for fun. But I was also lucky enough to get in with the museum, and I flew World War I biplanes for the museum. So I've flown in air shows, and I've done some work with TVs, photo shoots, and all kinds of stuff like that. So I've done all that type of stuff. But yeah, mostly it was just for my own private enjoyment. But I haven't flown a real airplane in a few years now. I don't fly anymore. Oh, it looks like we got a another aircraft here. I'm not sure where he is. Let's see if we can see him. He just popped in on that spot. Interesting. All right, we have a good start on engine number 1, so we'll let them know.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start.
All
You
right.
can disconnect.
So generators 1 and 2 are both on and no fault. We will ignition mode selector to normal. Probe heat is set to auto. Engine anti-ice not required. Packs 1 and 2 are both on no faults. We will set flaps 2 for takeoff. It's flaps 1. Flaps 2. Trim is going to be up 0.1. We'll come over here to the flight controls page and trim up 0.1. Flight control check. It's full left, full right, neutral, full
Tow truck
forward,
disconnected. Bypass
full
pin
back,
removed.
neutral, left rudder,
Left is clear.
and right
Is
rudder.
clear.
Neutral. Flight controls are good. APU bleeds are off. APU is off. FCP is set for departure. Quick check on engine instruments. Engine instruments are looking good. We'll go to the default page, and we are good for taxi. So tiller will come on. No, taxi light will come on. Auto brakes are now set to max. Ground spoilers are armed, and we'll TO config on the roll. Dakar traffic, skyways 55, 56, taxiing runway 36 via the apron Sierra 1 holding short 36 for departing traffic. Brakes released. Power on. A little bit of brake check. Brakes are good. There are TO config. TO config good. Waiting on the cabin notification. Give them a ding, and they will do their thing. Forgot to start packs before I started the engines. Oh well.
Dakar traffic speed, P4 7660, loading with a 36.
Alright, so as I said, there's another aircraft just loaded in. He's around here somewhere. Not sure exactly, but it's all good. Alright, so we're going to head down here to Sierra. We'll go Sierra 1 since that's in the direction we want to go. Oh, there goes Kevin. So we'll have some good spacing here by the time I get out and down. No traffic inbound, so we should be good. And of course we're flying the standard Fly UK livery for the mainline service. So I have not yet seen any, oh, cabin's ready. I have not yet seen any indications of what the Christmas routine is going to be for the airline. We will see. If they do a series of flights, which they have done in the past, we will suspend all our regular streams to do the Christmas series. If it's just one flight, we will do that when the day arrives for that. So we will see. Not sure what they have planned. All right, so here's the split on Sierra. We're going to take Sierra 1 here to the right. And we're going to stop at the hold short lines. And we'll get the aircraft configured for departure. And then we're going to have to backtrack all the way down to the bottom end of runway 36, which is about 6,000 feet or so. So we'll come to a stop. All right, pre-departure checks. V speeds are set 152, 152, 156. FCP, nav data, and radios are good. Nose light to takeoff. Strobes are on. Runway lights are on. Turn-off lights are on. Transponder is set to mode C. TCAS is TARA, tilt above. And weather radar is on. Not that we have it. And runway is identified. Clocks we will start when we are on our roll. Dakar area traffic, Skyways 5556 at Sierra 1, backtracking runway 36. There's Kevin on the TCAS. He's made his turn. Peacebird, I know. I thought your call sign was Speedbird Peacebird. Alright, so we're going to get out here. We're going to taxi down to the far end. And we'll see how it goes. As I mentioned, I got a little thing running in the background to clear the computer cache every 5 minutes. So hopefully that will help with some of the stuttering that we've seen. Which is not all the time. But I guess every little bit helps. Anyway, you can see that haze here. You know, they did mention 6,000 feet visibility, and the end of the runway is about 6,000 feet away, and you can just see how hazy it just kind of washes out there in the distance. So, as mentioned, we do have some in-flight entertainment available. I will be sure to put that on once we're climbing up into the teens, so I can get my voice to rest. I've also got to make breakfast for First Officer Nala. It's my niece's dog. First Officer Molly. She's kind of lying on the floor behind me. Tomorrow we're back flying on the F1 Sport Series. It'll be a long flight. We are flying from East Midlands Airport in central England to Austin, Texas. we'll be flying the 747-8 freighter, and that'll be a split stream. We'll be streaming the takeoff and departure. That will start at 1400 Zulu, and then once we're getting up towards our cruise altitude, we will end the stream, and we'll pick it up again when we're ready to brief for the arrival into Austin, Texas. Not sure the flight time on that one. I think it's 10.5 hours. So there'll be a bit of a break. That's a multiplayer, so a little bit more relaxed, and not having to worry about all the VATSIM rules and doing everything by the book. You can have a little bit more fun with it, and if you're not familiar or comfortable with VATSIM, it's a great way to fly with other people. Again, just a little bit more relaxed. So we're going to come down here. We're coming up to the turnaround, which is on the left. Turnaround. Of course, there's no line. We'll get ourselves around and are ready to depart. Again, it's a warm day here, 30 degrees, so we're going to be using a good bit of the runway. It's probably pretty humid as well. Elevation's not bad. We're almost right down on the water, so it's not too big of an issue on that part. And we got a slight wind out of the right. All right, so there we are. Brakes are set. Engine's coming up to 40%. This one final ding in the back for them. Clock is running. Dakar area traffic skyways 5556, departing runway 36, 2,000 feet right turn out en route to Lagos. Brakes released. Man flex 65 degrees, SRS enabled. Auto throttle blue, airspeed's live. Knots. Slow acceleration here. 3-1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Speed brakes disarmed. It's manually flying it at the moment. Flying the flight directors. It's 1,200 feet. As I said, we'll go to 2,000 and then we'll make the turn. Thrust climb, bringing the nose down for acceleration. There's 2,000 feet. Alright, so we're going to go direct to Nuras and insert. I want to hit that button, I want to hit that button. There we go. Making our turn now. And we're through flap speed, so flaps up. Accelerating to 250 knots. There we are, coming on course to Nuras. 3,500, we'll switch over to standard pressure. There we go, and that is on both sides. We'll turn standby over and turn off lights. Taxi lights can come off. There's the coastline coming up. Coming back over to the Senegal coast. And we're going to head out. You see how hazy it is out there? Alright, we are set to climb straight up through to our cruise altitude, as there's no ATC currently on. Now looking at our destination of Lagos, there are 4 inbound aircraft. And no one departing at the moment. So we're just monitoring everything, making sure we are all good. $10,000 feet coming up. We got a good bit of separation on Kevin, which is good as well. Alright, so there's 10,000 feet. Landing lights can come off. Quick, turn the seatbelt signs off. Cabin service can start in the back. How do you get points for your website? Are you talking about like the points in the chat to order things? You get points for watching and posting in chat. So I'll bring this up here. It always does that. I don't know why that second little bit goes first, but it's active in chat. So watching, you get points as you watch. You get more points if you're active in the chat. You can check your points by using the points command. So if you use exclamation mark points, that'll tell you how many points you have. Exclamation mark menu will bring up the menu, and you can look through there at the different things that we have that you can order. Alright, so we're up to our cruise speed. Should have more than 14 points. Hang on a sec, let me check something. Where is my thing? Oh, you're in here twice for some reason. Why would that be? It said you had 14 points. That means you're using this one. So let me make an adjustment here. Your other one, you said you had 56, so that would be 70. You should have got 200 for subscribing. Alright, check your points again. It should be updated to what it should be now. Yeah, that's for landing. Got to butter that landing. There. Now your points are reading what they should read. Alright, looks like we're out of the smog of the coastal city area. So that is looking good. We're settling into the flight. We got almost 1,300 miles to go. So, what side should we go on? Well, it really doesn't matter. There's a little bit more terrain on the right side, so let's pop down here. I'm gonna bring up the map now. There we go, so we can see where we're going. There we are. I'll bring it in a little bit to. Alright, so you just got to make sure that you do it the exact way it's listed in the menu. Okay? Capitalization, no spaces, all that stuff. Alright, so that's up. So we're going to go, I'm going to throw on the in-flight entertainment, and we can sit back and enjoy the flight, partake in the galley and drinks cart, and we will be back for the briefing as we come in for our arrival. We'll see if ATC comes online. Who knows? They may. They might not. We'll have to see. Casablanca's up. Or sorry, Canary Islands control is up. Alright, if it's not working, check the how it's spelled out in the menu. No, you've got spaces in there, it won't work. Okay. Thanks, Kevin. So if you look at the snack, see how the cookie, it just says cookies. Okay, that's how you have to order it, or else it doesn't recognize it. I'm just going to move the chat box up as well so it's above the map. There we go. There you are. Well, Kevin's got cookies anyway. Anyway, I'm going to go put the kettle on. Let's get the in-flight entertainment up. And I think we're going to start today with a little pre-show. Oh no, don't, yeah, sorry, that's for me for the title of it, but how it's actually ordered is a little bit different, but there we go. Alright, we'll get the entertainment up. We'll see you in a little bit for our arrival into Lagos. Enjoy.
hesitate! Beware! Take care! Better play safe!
okay?
Look, Mr. Canal, I just can't afford to be without work right now, not even for a day. I've got a mother and 2 kids. This more good luck telegram. Well, you know how it is. I just got to keep on working, see?
Sorry, sister. I was sent down here to clean house. I told you I can't use your car. It's lavender, no lace. Send those other people in.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I get $30 a week. I'll take 25, 20 if necessary. I'll do anything you say.
It isn't the money. We're after circulation. What we need is fireworks. People are going to hit with sledgehammers. Start arguments.
Oh, I can do that. I know this town inside out. Oh, give me a chance.
All right, come in. Cashier's got your check. Who are these people? Gibbs, Sperling, Cunningham, Giles. Hey, your sister. Don't forget to get out your last column before you pick up your check.
Big rich slob like D.B. Norton buys the paper and 40 heads are chopped off.
Did you get it too?
Yeah. You too? Oh, I'm sorry, darling. Why don't we tear the building down?
Before you do, man, perhaps you'd better finish this column.
Lavender and old lace. Wait, Joe. Wait. That's fireworks, huh? Okay. Here.
Below is a letter which reached my desk this morning. It's a commentary on what we laughingly call a civilized world. Dear Miss Mitchell, 4 years ago I was fired out of my job. Since then I haven't been able to get another one. At first I was sore at the state administration because it's on account of the slimy politics here. We have all this unemployment. But in looking around, it seems the whole world's going to pot. So in protest, I'm going to commit suicide by jumping off the City Hall roof. Signed, a disgusted American citizen, John Doe. Editor's note, if you ask this column, the wrong people are jumping off the roofs. Hey, and this is the old Pecoroo, isn't it?
Never mind that, Joe. Go ahead.
And it's because of the slimy politics that we have all this unemployment here. There it is. That's D.B. Norton's opening attack on the governor. Why, Jim, it's just a letter sent into a column. No, I can smell it. That's Norton.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Governor. Governor, did you happen to see this in a new bulletin?
Yes. I had it served to my breakfast.
Jim thinks it's D.B. Norton at work. Of course it is.
Oh, that's an item. D.B. Norton does things in a much bigger way.
This is his opening attack on you, Governor. Take my word for it. What did he buy a paper for? Why did he engage a high-pressure editor like Connell for? He's in the oil business. I tell you, Governor, he's after your scalp.
All right, Jim, all right. Don't burst a blood vessel. I'll look into it. You get me Spencer, the Daily Chronicle, please?
Yes, I saw it, Governor. You asked me, that's a phony letter. Why, that gag has got whiskers on it. Okay, I'll get the mayor and maybe the Chamber of Commerce to go after it. Get Mayor Lovett on the phone. Sorry, the mayor's busy on the other phone.
Yes, I know, Mrs. Brewster. It's a terrible reflection on our city. I've had a dozen calls already.
Spencer of the Chronicle. Hold it, just a minute.
Yes, Mrs. Brewster. I'm listening.
I insist that this John Doe man be found and given the job at once. Now, if something isn't done about it, I call out the whole executive.
Yes, Spencer? Oh, the governor? Well, what about me? It's my building he's jumping off of, and I'm up for re-election too. What are you doing? Get him out. Why, he's liable to go right past my window.
Get the canal.
What was that? What? Out the window. Something just flew by.
I didn't see anything.
Well, don't stand there, you idiot. Go and look. Open the window. Oh, why did he have to pick on my building? Is there a crowd in the street?
No, sir.
Then maybe he's caught on a ledge. Look again.
I think it must have been a seagull.
A seagull? What's the seagull doing around the city hall? That's a bad omen, isn't it?
Oh, no, sir. The seagull is a lovely bird.
It's all right, Mrs. Brewster. It was just a seagull.
Kyle, nothing's happened yet.
I'm watching. Don't worry. Just leave it all to me.
Spencer, I'll call you back.
Hello, Fidel? Listen, what are you doing? This is the mayor.
Yes, ma'am, love it. How many times are you going to call me? I've got everybody and his brother and sister out looking for him. You see the box there, honey? An appeal to John Doe. Think it over, John. Life can be beautiful, says Mayor. If you need a job, apply to the editor of this paper and so forth and so forth. Okay, Mayor, I'll let you know as soon as I have some. What? Well, pull down the blinds.
Mrs. Hoplock, boy, she's in a bad way.
Where is she?
Hey, do you know something? She's divorced her mother and 2 kids. Why do you know about that?
Did you find her?
No. Her mother's awfully worried about her. When she left the house, thought she was going on a roaring drunk. The girl, I mean.
Go out and find her.
Sure. Hey, but the biggest thing I didn't tell you, her old man's Doc Mitchell. You know the doctor saved my mother's life, couldn't take any money for it? You remember that. Okay, boss, I'll go.
Holy smokes, Commissioner, you've had 24 hours. Okay, Hawkshaw, grab a pencil. Here it is again. About 5'5", brown eyes, light chestnut hair, and as fine a pair of legs as ever walked into this office.
Do you want to see me?
No. I've had the whole Army and Navy out searching for you because that's a game we play here every day.
I remember distinctly being quiet.
That's right. But you have a piece of property that still belongs to this newspaper, and I'd like to have it.
What's that?
The letter.
What letter?
The letter from John Doe.
Oh,
The whole town's in an uproar. We've got to find him. The letter's the only clue.
there is no letter.
We'll get a handwriting expert.
What? There's no letter.
Say that again.
There's no letter. I made it up.
You made it up.
You said you wanted fireworks.
Don't you know there are 9 jobs waiting for this guy? 22 families want to board him free. 5 women want to marry him, and the mayor's practically ready to adopt him. And you
Just call the ward block. Said there's a girl there.
shut up.
Man, say, why didn't you...
Hey, only one thing to do, Hank. Drop the whole business quickly. Running story. Say John Doe was in here and is sorry he wrote the letter and...
That's right. You've got it, sure. He came in here and I made him change his mind. Bulletin editor saves John Doe's life. Well, it's perfect. Have Ned write it up. Oh, Ned, I got a story I want you to...
Wait a minute. Listen, you great big wonderful genius of a newspaper man. You came down here to shoot some light into this dying paper, didn't you? Well, the whole town's curious about John Doe, and boom, just like that, you're going to bury him. There's enough circulation in that man to start a shortage in the ink market.
And what, man?
John Doe.
What John Doe?
John Doe, the one I made up. Look, genius. Now look. Suppose there was a John Doe and he walked into this office. What would you do? Find him a job and forget about the whole business, I suppose, huh? Not me. I'd make a deal with him.
A deal?
Sure, when you get hold of a stuff that sells papers, you don't drop it like a hot potato. Well, this is good for at least a couple of months. You know what I do? Between now and, let's say, Christmas when he's going to jump, I'd run a daily on. Starting with his boyhood, his schooling, his first job. A wide-eyed youngster facing a chaotic world. The problem of the average man, of all the John Does in the world. Now, then comes the drama. He meets discouragement. He finds the world his feet of clay. His ideals crumble. Now, what does he do? He decides to commit suicide in protest against the state of civilization. He thinks of the river, but no. No, he has a better idea. The city hall. Why? Because he wants to attract attention. He wants to get a few things off his chest, and that's the only way he can get himself heard. So he writes me a letter, and I dig him up. He pours out his soul to me. And from now on, we quote, I protest by John Doe. He protests against all the evils in the world. The greed, the lust, the hate, the fear. All of man's inhumanity to man. Arguments will start. Should he commit suicide or should he not? People will write in pleading with him, but no. No, sir, John Doe will remain adamant. On Christmas Eve, hot or cold, he goes. See?
Very pretty. Very pretty indeed, Miss Mitchell. Now, would you mind telling me who goes on Christmas Eve?
John Doe.
What John Doe?
The one we hire for the job, you lunkhead.
Wait a minute. Let me get this with this lame brain of mine. Are you suggesting we go out and hire someone to say he's going to commit suicide on Christmas Eve? Is that it?
Well, you're catching on.
Who, for instance?
Anybody. Beanie'll do.
Why, sure. Who, me? Jump off a... Well, any time at Christmas, I'm superstitious.
Miss Bishop, do me a favor. Will you go on out and get married and have a lot of babies? Stay out of newspapers.
Better get that story in, Hank. It's getting late.
You
You're supposed to be a smart guy. If it was raining $100 bills, you'd be out looking for a dime you lost someplace.
Holy smokes, wasting my time listening to this mad woman. Look, Chief, look at the Chronicle. It's running on John Doe. They say it's a fake. Why, the no good. John Doe story, amateur journalism. It's probably phony. It's a wonder anyone is taking it seriously. What do you think of those guys?
That's fine. That's fine. Now fall right into their laps. Go ahead. Say John Doe walked in and called the whole thing off. You know what that's going to sound like on top of this.
That's all, Ned. Thank you. All right. Amateur journalism, huh? Why, that bunch of sophomores. I can teach them more about... Hey, boss! Get a load of this. Wow, look. What do they want? They all say they wrote the John Doe letter. Oh, they all wrote the letter.
Tell them all to wait. Look, Mr. Cannell, one of those men is your John Doe. They're desperate and will do anything for a cup of coffee. Pick one out and you can make the Chronicle eat their words.
I'm beginning to like this.
Yes, me, Hank. You're playing around with dynamite.
No. The gal's right. We can't let the Chronicle get the laugh on us. We've got to produce a John Doe now. Amateur journalism, huh? I'll show those guys.
Sure, and there's no reason for them to find out the truth either. Naturally, I won't say anything.
Okay, sister, you get your job back.
Plus a bonus.
What bonus?
Or the bonus of $1,000 the Chronicle was going to pay me for this little document. You'll find it says, I, Ann Mitchell, hereby certify that the John Doe letter was created by me.
I can read.
Sorry.
You think this is worth $1,000, do you?
Oh, the Chronicle would consider it dirt cheap.
Packs everything, including a gun. Okay, sister, you got yourself a deal. Now let's take a look at the candidates. The one we pick has got to be the typical average man. Typical American that can keep his mouth shut.
Show me an American who can keep his mouth shut and I'll eat him.
Okay, Beanie, bring him in one at a time. Write that letter to Miss Mitchell?
No, I didn't.
What are you doing up here, then?
The paper said there were some jobs around loose. Thought there might be one left over.
Had any schooling?
Yeah, well,
What do you do when you work?
I used to pitch.
Baseball?
Yeah. Wing went bad.
Where'd you play?
Bush leagues, mostly.
How about family? Got any family?
No.
Oh, just traveling through, huh?
Yeah. Me and a friend of mine. He's outside.
Looks like big bad bit to baseball player. There could be more American.
She had a family. Be less complicated without the family.
But that face is wonderful. They'll believe him. Come on.
What's your name?
Willoughby. John Willoughby. Long John Willoughby, they called me in baseball.
Would you like to make some money?
Yeah. Maybe.
Would you be willing to say you wrote that letter and stick by it?
I get the idea. Yeah. Maybe.
That's so amazing. He's made to order.
I don't know. He don't seem like the kind of a guy that would fall in line.
When you're desperate for money, you do a lot of things, Mr. Cannell. He's our man, I tell you. He fainted. Get the water quickly.
Hurry up, Pop.
Oh,
Why don't you sit down?
you all right?
Jumping off buildings. You couldn't improve the world if the buildings jumped on you.
Don't mind the colonel, he hates people.
He liked you well enough to stick around.
Well, that's because we both play doohickeys. I met him in a boxcar a couple of years ago. I was fooling around with my harmonica, and he comes over and joins in. I haven't been able to shake him since.
Shot in the state.
Oh, so was that the contract?
Yeah. What's he doing here?
Friend of his, they play duets together.
Duets? What, can we trust him?
Oh.
I trust him.
Oh, you trust him, then. Well, that's fine. I suppose he trusts you, too.
Oh, stop hurrying. He's all right.
Okay, but we don't want more than a couple of hundred people in on this thing. Now, the first thing I want is an exact copy of the John Doe letter in your own handwriting.
I got it already. Here.
Well, that's fine. Now, I want you to sign this agreement. It gives us an exclusive story under your name, day by day, from now until Christmas. On December 26th, you get one railroad ticket out of town. And the bulletin agrees to pay to have your arm fixed. That's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's got to be by Bonesetter Brown.
Okay, Bonesetter Brown goes. Here, sign it. Meanwhile, here's $50 spending money. That's fine. B?
Yes, boss.
Take charge of him. Get him a suite at the Imperial and hire some bodyguards.
He had some new clothes, baby.
Maybe better have him to louse.
Yeah.
Both of them?
Yes, both of them, but don't let them out of your sight.
Hey, baby, he's ready soon, huh?
Okay, fellas.
Take it easy, John Doe.
And you start pounding that typewriter. Oh, boy, this is terrific. No responsibilities now, Park. Just statements from John Doe, and we can blast our heads off.
Before you pop too many buttons, don't forget to make out that check for us out.
Okay, fellas, now let me see. You sit outside the door. Nobody comes in to see you. Just go and sit in here.
Hey, pretty nifty, huh? You ain't gonna get me to stay here.
Sure you are.
No, sir. That spot under the bridge where we slept last night's good enough for me.
Hey, what'll I do with this baggage? Let's take it to the bedroom.
Give me mine. I ain't staying. You know we were headed for the Columbia River country before all this John Doe business came up. You remember that, don't you? Sure, I remember. Say, your ears pop coming up in the elevator. Mine did.
All along, John. I tell you, it's no good. You're going to get used to a lot of stuff that's going to wreck you. Why, that $50 in your pockets begin to show up on you already. And don't pull that on me, neither.
Stop worrying, Colonel. I want to get my arm fixed out of this.
Hey, here's some cigars the boss sent us.
Have one. Hey, cigars. Say, I'll bet you even the major leaguers don't rate an outfit like this.
Yeah, make yourself comfortable. Hitman? I don't read no papers, and I don't listen to radios either. I know the world's been shaped by a drunken barber, and I don't have to read it. Some guys like you go on to be poor. Guys that never had a worry. If they got a hold of some dough and went goofy, the first thing that happens to a guy...
Get a load of the bedroom.
No. The first thing that happens to a guy like that, he starts wanting to go into restaurants and sit down at a table and eat salads and cupcakes and tea. Boy, what that kind of food does to your system. The next thing the dope wants is a room. Yes, sir, a room with steam heat and curtains and rugs. And before you know it, he's all softened up and he can't sleep unless he has a bed.
Hey, stop worrying, Colonel. $50 ain't gonna ruin me.
I've seen plenty of fellas start out with $50 and wind up with a bank account.
Hey, what's the matter with the bank account, anyway?
And let me tell you, Long John, when you become a guy with a bank account, they got you. Yes, sir, they got you.
Who's got it?
The helots.
Hey, here's the City Hall tower I was supposed to jump off of. It's even higher than this.
Who's got them? The helots.
Hey, wait a minute. You're not supposed to jump till Christmas Eve. Do you want to get me in a jam?
It's gonna get you in the jam or do you a favor. I won't jump.
when they got you, you got no more chance than a road rabbit.
Hey, who'd you say was gonna get him?
Hey, is this one of those places where you ring if you want something?
Yeah, just use the phone.
Boy, I've always wanted to do this.
Hey, Don, look. Look, Don. Give me that again, will you? Who's gonna get him?
The helots.
Who are they?
Listen, sucker, you ever been broke?
Sure, mostly often.
All right. You're walking along. Not a nickel in your jeans. You're free as the wind. Nobody bothers you. Hundreds of people pass you by in every line of business. Shoes, hats, automobiles, radios, furniture, everything. They're all nice, lovable people. They let you alone. Is that right? Then you get a hold of some dough, and what happens? All those nice, sweet, lovable people become helots. A lot of heels. They begin creeping up on you, trying to sell you something. They get long claws. They get a stranglehold on you. And you squirm and you duck and you holler and you try to push them away, but you haven't got a chance. They got you. First thing you know, you own things. The car, for instance. Now your whole life is messed up with a lot more stuff. You get license fees, and number plates, and gas, and oil, and taxes, and insurance, and identification cards, and letters, and bills, and flat tires, and dents, and traffic tickets, and motorcycle cops, and courtrooms, and lawyers, and fines, and a million and one other things. And what happens? You're not the free and happy guy you used to be. You gotta have money to pay for all those things. So you go after what the other fellas got. And there you are. You're a helot yourself.
You win, Colonel. Here, take the 50. Go out and get rid of it.
You bet I will, just as fast as I can. I'm gonna get some canned goods, a fishing rod, and the rest I'm gonna give away. Give away?
Hey, get me a pitcher's glove. I gotta get some practice.
Say, he's giving it away. I'm gonna give me some of that.
Hey, come back here, you helot.
Will you send up 5 hamburgers with all the trimmings, 5 chocolate ice cream sodas, 5 pieces of apple pie? No, apple with cheese. Yeah, thanks.
Hello there. Well, if it isn't the man about town.
All set, Miss Ann.
Oh, yes. Let's go. Let's see, we want some action in these pictures.
Action?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
No. This man's going to jump off a roof. Here, wait a minute. Let me come over here. Sit down. Yeah, that's better. You know, he's got a nice face, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty.
Sit down, quiet egghead. All right, now a serious expression.
Can't, I'm feeling too good.
Oh, come on now, this is serious. You're a man disgusted with all of civilization.
With all of it?
Yes, you're sore at the world. Come on now.
Private guy, huh?
Yeah. No. No, look, you don't have to smell the world.
Well, all those guys in the
Never
pictures,
mind those guys. All right, stand up. Now, let's see what you look like when you protest.
Against what?
Against anything, just protest.
You got me.
Oh, look, I'm the umpire, and you just cut the heart of the plate with your fast one, and I called it a ball. What would you do?
Dead, huh?
Yeah.
Why can't you call it right, you boneheaded?
I'm going to insist on his being produced for questioning. You know as well as I that this whole thing is being engineered by a vicious man with a vicious purpose, Mr. D.B. Norton.
And Miss Mitchell are at the house.
Oh, they are? All right, come on.
Personally, I think it's just plain stupidity to drop it. Now, you should see a fan mail, thousands. Why, it's going over like a house of fire.
What are you afraid of, Canal? It's doubled our circulation.
Yeah, but it's got everybody sore. Ads are being pulled. The governor's starting a libel suit. What's more, they all know John Doe's a phony, and they insist on seeing.
What about it? Let them see it. We'll go on one better. They can also hear him. You own a radio station, Mr. Norton. Why not put him on the air?
Watch out for this damn DB. She'll drive you batty.
Oh,
Look, we can't let him get to this bush league picture and start pumping him. Good night. Now tell him what that screwball might do. I walked in yesterday. Here he is, standing on a table with a fishing pole. Fly casting. Take my advice and get him out of town before this thing explodes in our faces.
You do, Mr. Norton. You're just as much of a dumb cluck as he is.
Oh, you got yourself a meal ticket and you hate to
Sure,
let
it's
go.
a meal ticket for me, I admit it, but it's also a windfall for somebody like Mr. Norton who's trying to crash national politics. That's what you bought the newspaper for, isn't it? You want to reach a lot of people, don't you? Well, put John Doe in the air and you can reach 130 million of them. He can say anything he wants and they'll listen to him. All right, we'll forget the governor and the mayor and all the small fry like that. This can arouse national interest. If he made a hit around here, he can do it every place else in the country. And you'll be pulling the strings, Mr. Norton.
Go down to the office and arrange for some radio time.
But, Davey, you're not going to
as
fall.
soon as possible.
Okay, I just came in to get warm myself. Come on, let's go.
Don't you go. I want to talk to you. Sit down. Get this John Doe right here, Miss Wilson. How much money do you get?
$30.
$30. Well, what are you after? What do you want? A journalistic career?
Money.
Well, I'm glad to hear somebody admit it. You suppose you could write a radio speech that would put that fellow over?
I'm sure I can.
Do it and I'll give you $100 a week.
$100?
That's only the beginning. You play your cards right, you'll never have to worry about money again. Oh, I know it. Hello. Hello. Whenever there's a pretty woman around. This is my nephew, Ted Sheldon, Miss Mitchell. How do you do? All right, Casanova, I'll give you a break. See that Miss Mitchell gets a car to take her home. Always reading my mind, aren't you?
Thank you very much for everything.
Hey, Miss Mitchell. I think from now on you'd better work directly with me.
I'll never get this beach right.
Oh, yes, you will, Anthea. You're very clever.
Yeah, I know. Look at
Your purse, I need $10.
what for? I gave you 50 just the other day.
Yes, I know, dear, but Mrs. Burke had her baby yesterday. £9. And there was this thing in the house. And then the community chest lady came.
And the 50's all gone. Who's the 10 for?
The Webster.
The Webster.
You remember those lovely people your father used to take care of. I thought I'd buy them some groceries. Oh, and dear, it's a
You're marvelous, Ma. You're just like Bobby. Do you realize a couple of weeks ago we didn't have enough to eat ourselves?
Well, yes, I know, dear, but these things are in such need. And we have plenty of
If
time.
you're thinking of that $1,000, forget it. It's practically all gone. We owed everybody in town. Now, you just gotta stop giving all your money away.
Oh, Ann, dear. Oh, I'm sorry, Ma. Oh, don't pay attention. I get something upset about it.
Gee whiz, here I am with a great opportunity to give us security for once in our lives, and I'm stuck. If I could put this over, your Mrs. Bird can have 6 things.
And this feature right here.
Yeah, I don't know. I simply can't get it to check. I created somebody who's going to give up his life for a principle. Hundreds of thousands of people are going to listen to him over the radio. And unless he says something that's, well, that's sensational, it's just no good.
Honey, of course, I don't know what kind of speech you're trying to write, but judging from the samples I've read, I don't think anybody will listen. What? Darling, there's so many complaining political speeches. I think we're tired of hearing nothing but doom and despair on the radio. If you're going to have him say anything, why don't you let him say something simple and real, something with hope in it? Your father were alive, he'd know what to say. Wait a minute. That's your father's diary.
Father,
You had a diary. There's enough in it for 100 speeches. Things people ought to hear nowadays. Be careful of it, won't you, dear? Always have to keep your father alive.
Wait a minute. Young dude don't want to sign no autograph.
Well, what does he do all day?
What does he do all day? He's writing out his memories.
Sorry, lady, you can't see Mr. Doe. He wants to be alone.
No. No, he just sits around all day and commutes with himself.
vital business. Look out, Long John. They're closing in on you.
Say, who's putting up this dough?
Fellow runs the Chronicle. Here's the speech you're making. It's all written out for me.
$5,000. Holy mackerel, I can see the helots coming, the whole army of them.
On the level.
No, I'm sorry. Tickets for the broadcast are all gone. Phone the board. Sorry, no more tickets left.
I'll give this money to the colonel just as soon as you get started. We'll have a car waiting at the side entrance for you. Okay.
How'd you get in here?
Oh, I just came in to wish him luck.
Come on, out. Well, it says good luck, too. John, when you read that speech, please believe every word of it. He turned out to be a wonderful person, John.
Who?
John Doe, the one in the speech.
Oh.
You know something? I've actually fallen in love.
All right, there he is, sister. Now, come on, plenty of room.
What's the idea?
No, not so much. Come on, Sid.
Oh, this is no time for cheap publicity, Mr. Cannell.
Listen, if that guy lays an egg, I want to get something out of it. I'm getting a Jane Doe ready.
Oh, come on. Will you, fellas? Give me a chance. I have to make one. Well, that's fine, honey. You go ahead. Go ahead.
How you doing? Oh. All right, Benny, bring him in.
Holy smoke, a half a helot.
There you are, boss, just like you ordered. Symbols of little people. Okay, get him up. All right, young fellas.
This is ridiculous, Mr. Cannell. Come on, give me a chance. Your hands on the air. No, come on, that's right. Do what you can get all the pictures you want. Come on, will you? That's right. Come on, Stuck, you better bail out.
So goodbye, Mr. Doe.
Beanie.
Oh, bye. Better get ready. 1 minute to go.
Hey, 1 minute to go. Corey's nothing to let me. Now, please, John, you won't let me down, will you? Will you? Of course you will. If you'll just think of yourself as the real John Doe. Listen, everything in that speech are things a certain man believed. He was my father, John. When he talked, people listened. They listened to you, too. Funny. You know what my mother said the other night? She said to look into your eyes, and I'd see Father there.
Hey, what do you say?
Okay, we're coming. Come on. Now listen, John, you're a pitcher. I'll get in there and pitch. Good luck.
Let him through. Come on.
What are you doing here?
That's what I'd like to know.
Hey, he's a friend of mine.
Never mind, let him alone. He's all right.
protest against the state of civilization. End quote. Ladies and gentlemen, the new bulletin takes pleasure in presenting the man who is fast becoming the most talked of person in the whole country, John Doe.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am the man you all know as John Doe. I took that name because it seems to describe the average man, and that's me. And that's me. Well, it was me, where I said I was going to jump off the city hall roof at midnight on Christmas Eve. Now I guess I'm not average anymore. Now I'm getting all sorts of attention. From big shots, too. They double-crossed. Mayor and the governor, for instance. They don't like those articles I've been writing.
You're an imposter, young fellow. That's a pack of lies you're telling. Who wrote that speech for you? Ladies and gentlemen, the disturbance you just heard was caused by someone in the audience who tried to heckle Mr. Doe. The speech will continue.
Well, people like the governor and that fellow there can stop worrying. I'm not going to talk about them. I'm going to talk about us. The average guys. The John Does. If anybody should ask you what the average John Doe is like, you couldn't tell him because he's a million and one things. He's Mr. Big and Mr. Small. He's simple and he's wise. He's inherently honest, but he's got a streak of larceny in his heart. He seldom walks up to a public telephone without shoving his finger into the slot to see if somebody left a nickel there. He's the man the ads are written for. He's the feller everybody sells things to. He's Joe Dokes, the world's greatest stooge and the world's greatest strength. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we're a great family, the John Does. We are the meek who are supposed to inherit the earth. You'll find us everywhere. We raise the crops, we dig the mines, work the factories, keep the books, fly the planes, and drive the buses. And when the cop yells, "Stand back there, you," he means us, the John Doe. What kind of a speech is that? Didn't you read it? We've existed since time began. We built the pyramids. We saw Christ crucified, pulled the oars for Roman emperors, sailed the boats for Columbus, retreated from Moscow with Napoleon, and froze with Washington at Valley Forge. Yes, sir. We've been in there dodging left hooks since before history began to walk. In our struggle for freedom, the canvas many a time, but we always bounce back because we're the people, and we're tough. They've started a lot of talk about free people going soft, that we can't take it. That's a lot of hooey. A free people can beat the world at anything, from war to tiddlywinks, if we all pull in the same direction. I know a lot of you are saying, "What can I do? I'm just a little punk. I don't count." Well, you're dead wrong. The little punks have always counted, because in the long run, the character of a country is the sum total of the character of its little punk. We've all got to get in there and pitch. We can't win the old ball game unless we have teamwork. And that's where every John Doe comes in. It's up to him to get together with his teammates. And your teammates, my friend,
himself. He's asking for a miracle to happen. He's expecting people to change all of a sudden. Well, you're wrong. It's no miracle. It's no miracle because I see it happen once every year. And so do you. At Christmas time. There's something swell about the spirit of Christmas. See what it does to people? All kinds of people. Now, why can't that spirit, that same warm Christmas spirit, last the whole year round? Gosh, if it ever did, if each and every John Doe would make that spirit last 365 days out of the year, we'd develop such a strength, we'd create such a tidal wave of goodwill that no human force could stand against it. Yes, sir, my friends. The meek can only inherit the earth when the John Does start loving their neighbors. You better start right now. Don't wait till the game is called on account of darkness. Wake up, John Doe. You're the hope of the world.
About that big and about that thick? Yeah, with hash brown potatoes and tomatoes and apple pie and ice cream and coffee.
And donuts, I know. Hey, Ma! Stickers! A pair! Fingers a pair, coming up.
Glad he took the tea out of that. Hey, look. Join the John Doe Club.
John Doe Club?
John Doe.
Who?
John Doe.
Ah, you need glasses, buddy.
Oh, but it's a spitting image of John Doe.
Yeah, but his name is Willoughby.
I'm John Willoughby. I'm a baseball player.
Sure.
Oh, no, I know that voice anyway. You can't kid me. You're John Doe. Hey, Ma! Ma! That's John Doe. John Doe? Yeah, sitting right there with his light. What you saying was? John Doe, the big guy there. I know. Pictures in the paper. That's John Guy.
No, you can't see him. You didn't vote for me the last time. Shame on you. What are you doing there? Get off my front porch, anyhow. Mr. Norton come yet? Oh, well, I wonder where he's at. What's keeping him? He should have been here 15 minutes ago. Oh, there he comes now. Now, everybody on your dignity. Don't do anything to disgrace us. A little town, but we gotta show off.
Let me talk to him.
All right, but present it to him as a great cause for become a man.
Ah, here he comes. Now, give him room down there. Give him room, folks. Come on now. Come on, here he comes. Here he comes. Here, Mr. Martin. How do you do, Mr. Martin? I'm there, Hawkins. Get me some out. Let me go, you darn tool. I'm in there. Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin. I'm there, Hawkins. Your office telephone needs holding. Well, that's fine. How is he? Oh, he's fine. He's right in my office there. You know, it's a great honor having John Doe here. And you, too. Haven't had so much excitement since the old city hall burned out. People are so excited and never tore his clothes off. Oh, but tell it on. Phone the newspapers. Tell them Mr. Norton's here. Step right inside, Mr. Norton. My office. Very comfortable here, Mr. Norton. Just had an air-conditioned gangway for you. Including for Mr. Norton. Gangway. Gangway. Here he is, Mr. Norton. Well taken care of. The neighbors are serving him a light lunch.
Hello, John.
Mr. Mayor, if you don't mind, we'd like to talk to him alone.
Why, certainly, certainly. All right, everybody. Clear out. No, but you... Everybody, quickly now. Come on, you can stay. Come on. Don't argue with me here. Wait till we get home.
Don't you push me around like that. Even though I'm your wife, you can't push me around.
Look, Mr. Norton, I think you got a lot of nerve having those people hold us here.
There's nobody holding you here, Mr. Doe. It's only natural that
There's nobody holding us here. Let's get going. Incidentally, my name isn't Doe. It's Willoughby.
Look, John, something terribly important's happened. They're forming John Doe clubs. We know of 8 already, and they say that there's...
John Doe clubs? What for?
To carry out the principles you talked about in your radio speech.
I don't care what they're forming. I'm on my way, and I don't like the idea of being stopped either.
Oh, but you don't know how big this thing is. You should see the thousands of telegrams we've received. What they're saying about you.
Look, it started as a circulation stunt, didn't it? Well, you got your circulation. Now, why don't you let me alone?
Oh, it started as a circulation stunt, but it isn't anymore. Mr. Norton wants to get back of it and sponsor John Doe clubs all over the country. He wants to send you on a lecture tour.
Me?
Uh-huh.
Certainly. With your ability to influence people, it might grow into a glorious movement.
Say, let's get something straight here. I don't want any part of this thing. If you've got an idea I'm going around lecturing to people, why, you're crazy. Baseball's my racket, and I'm sticking to it. Come on, Colonel, let's get out of here.
John,
Please, please. I just got rid of one crowd.
but please, Mr. Mayor, tell him the John Doe Club wants to talk to him.
Let them in, Mr. Mayor. Let them come in.
Okay, folks, but remember your manners. No stampeding. Walk slow, like you do when you come to pay your taxes.
All right, give me a chance. My name's Bert Hansen, Mr. Doe. I'm the head soda jerker at Schwabacker's drugstore. Well, sir, you see, me and my wife, we heard your broadcast, and we got quite a bang out of it. Especially my wife. Kept me up half the night saying, that man's right. The trouble with the world is nobody gives a hoot about his neighbor. That's why everybody in town's sore and cranky at each other. And I kept saying, that's fine, but how's a guy going to go around loving the kind of neighbors we got? Old Sourpuss, for instance. You see, Sourpuss Smithers is a guy who lives all alone next door to us. He's a cranky old man and runs a second-hand furniture store. We haven't spoken to him for years. I always figured he was an ornery old gent that hated the world because he was always slamming his garage door and playing the radio so loud he kept half the neighbors up. Well, anyway, the next morning I'm out watering the lawn and I look over and there's Sourpuss on the other side of the hedge straightening out a dent in his fender. And my wife yells to me out the window. She says, go on, speak to him, Bert. And I figured, well, heck, I can't lose anything, so I yelled over to him, good morning, Mr. Smithers. He went right on pounding his fender. Was I burned? So I turned around to give my wife a dirty look. She said, louder, louder, he didn't hear you. So in a voice you could have heard in the next county, I yelled, good morning, Mr. Smithers. Well, sir, you could have knocked me over with a feather. Old Sourpuss turned around surprised-like, and he put on a big smile, came over and took my hand like an old lodge brother. He said, good morning, Hanson. I've been wanting to talk to you for years, only I thought
before we got through, I found out Smithers is a swell egg, only he's pretty deaf. That accounts for all the noises. He says it's a shame how little we know about our neighbors. And then he got an idea. And he said, how's about inviting everybody someplace where we can all get together, know each other a little better? Well, I'm feeling so good by this time, I'm ripe for anything. So Smithers goes around the neighborhood inviting everybody to a meeting at the schoolhouse. I tell everybody that comes in the store, including Mr. Schwabecker, my boss. I'm talking too much. Well, I'll be doggone it. For 40 people don't show up. Of course, none of us knew what to do, but we sure got a kick out of seeing how glad everybody was just to say hello to one another.
Tell me about making Sourpuss chairman.
Oh, yeah, we made Sourpuss chairman and decided to call ourselves the John Doe Club. Say, incidentally, this is my wife, here, honey. This is my wife, Mr. Doe.
How do you do, Mr. Doe? Sourpuss is here, too.
Oh, is he? This is Sourpuss, or excuse me, Mr. Smithers.
That's all right. If you didn't call me Sourpuss, it wouldn't feel natural.
Well, anyway, I guess nearly everybody in the neighborhood came except the Delaney's. The Delaney's live in a big house with an iron fence around it, and they always keep their blinds drawn. And we always figured that he was just an old miser that sat back counting his money, so why bother about inviting him? Until Grimes, the milkman, spoke up and he said, say, you've got the Delaney's all wrong. And then he tells us about how they canceled their milk last week, and how when he found a note in the book, he got kind of curious like, and he peeked in under the blinds and found the house was empty. If you ask me, he says they're starving.
Old man Delaney has been bringing his furniture over to my place at night, one piece at a time, and selling it.
And, well, certain half dozen of us ran over there to fetch him and brought him to the meeting. And what a reception they got. Everybody shook hands with him and made a fuss over him. And, well, finally, Mr. and Mrs. Delaney just sat right down and cried.
And then we started to find out about a lot of other people.
Yeah, sure. Well, you know Grubel, for instance.
Grubel's here.
Yeah, that's a... You don't know Grubel, but he's a man that everybody figured was the worst no-account in the neighborhood because he was living like a hermit. Nobody would have anything to do with him. This little Murphy, the postman, told us the truth. Why, Grubel, he says he lives out of garbage cans because he won't take charity. Because it ruin his self-respect, he says.
Just like you said on the radio, Mr. Doe.
Well, sir, about a dozen families got together and gave Grubel a job watering their lawns. Isn't that wonderful? And then we found jobs for 6 other people, and they've all gone off for leave.
And my boss, Mr. Schwabecker, made a job in his warehouse for old man Delaney.
And he gave you that $5 raise.
Yeah, that's swell.
Bert, I feel slighted. I'd like to join, but nobody asked me.
I'm sorry, Mayor, but we voted that no politician could join.
It's just the John Does in the neighborhood. You know how politicians are.
Well, the reason we wanted to tell you this, Mr. Doe, was to give you an idea of what you've started. And from where I'm sitting, I don't see any sense in you jumping off any building. Well, thank you for listening. Bye, Mr. Doe. You're a wonderful man. It strikes me you can be mighty useful walking around for a while. Say goodbye, Mr. Doe. Bye, Mr. Doe.
I'm Mrs. Delaney, Mr. Doe. God bless you.
I don't get it. Look, all those swell people think I'm going to jump off a building or something. I never had any such idea. Fellow'd have to be a mighty fine example himself to go around telling other people how to... Say, look, what happened the other night was on
hooked. I can see that right now. They got you. Well, I'm through. For 3 years, I've been trying to get you up to the Columbia River country. First it was your glass arm, then it was the radio, and now it's the John Doe clubs. Well, I ain't waiting another minute. Anyway, you helots.
Hey, Colonel, wait a minute.
I want you personally to go along with John Doe and Miss Mitchell and handle the press and the radio.
Me? Yes, I don't want to take any chances with Johnson.
Yes, TV. Your crew will do the mop-up job. They'll follow John Doe into every town, see that the clubs are properly organized and the charters issued. Right. There are only 8 flags up there now. I want to see that map covered before we get through.
You left out number 5. We're all healed, me especially.
Oh, the smoke.
Friend?
All packed. Good. I'll go and get Beanie Boy. Okay, Charlie boy. Can I help you pack? Care if I sit down, doctor? You know, I had a great dream last night. About you.
Me?
Sure was crazy. I dreamt I was your father. There was something I was trying to stop you from doing. So I got up out of bed, and I walked right through the wall here, right straight into your room. You know how dreams are. And there you were in bed. But you're a little girl, you know, about 10. And very pretty, too. So I shook you. And the moment you opened your eyes, you hopped out of bed and started running like the devil. In your nightgown, you ran right out the window there. You ran out over the tops of buildings and roofs and everything for miles. And I was chasing you. And all the time you were running, you kept growing bigger, bigger, bigger. And pretty soon you were as big as you are now. You know, grown up. And all the time I kept asking myself what I was chasing her for. I didn't know. Isn't that a hot one? Well, anyway, you ran into some place, and then I ran in after you. And when I got there you were, getting married. Nightgown and changed to a beautiful wedding gown. You sure look pretty. And then I knew what it was that I was trying to stop you from doing. Dreams are sure crazy, aren't they? Well, you'd like to know who it was you were marrying?
Tall, handsome Ubangi, I suppose.
No, not that bad. It was that fellow that sent you flowers every day. Yeah, what's his name? Mr. Norton's nephew? Yeah, that's one. But here's the funniest part of all. I was the fellow up there doing the marrying. You know, the Gypsy speech or something.
Did you take it?
Yes, I was. But I was your father then, see? But the real me, John Doe, or that is, no, John Willoughby, I was the fellow up there with the book. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. And what happened?
Well, I took you across my knee and I started fighting. That is, I didn't do it. I mean, I did do it, but it wasn't me. You see, I was your father. Well, I had you across my knee and I said, Annie, I won't allow you to marry a man that's just rich or that has his secretary send you flowers. The man you marry has got to swim rivers for you. He's got to climb high mountains for you. He's got to slay dragons for you. He's got to perform wonderful deeds for you. Yes, sir. And all the time, the guy up there, you know, with the book, me, just stood there nodding his head. He said, "Go to it, Pop. Why hear one from me? Because that's just the way I feel about it, too." So he said, "Come on down here and whack it yourself." So I came down and I whacked you a good one. See? And you whacked. I whacked another one. We both started fighting you like...
Well, if you're through whacking her, come on, let's get going. Okay, fellas, right in here. You go outside. There's a bunch of autograph seekers out front. We'll be down with the bags in a minute. Come on, don't make a government project out of this.
Hi, Benny.
When's our plane take off again?
Couple of minutes. How many people do you think we've talked to already outside the radio? talking about his grandfather's Throttle.
Something wrong, Mr. Canal. He's been marvelous about the John Doe Club.
Yeah. Say, you're sort of a Illinois, isn't it? That's right. That's right. Beautiful bird. America can only happen right here in the good old USA. And I think it's terrific. What do you think of that? The hard-boiled canal, and I think it's plenty terrific. All right. Now suppose a certain unmentionable word whose initials are BB is trying to use that to show his way into the White House. So he could turn out the lights. What's like? What would you say about that?
To that, Mr. Canal. Can't use the John Doe Clubs for politics. That's the main idea.
Is that so? And what's a big political boss like Hammer doing it then? And a labor leader like Bennett? A lot of other big shots up at DB's house right now. Son, wolves, waiting to cut up the John Does. When you get a can of this whiskey, we'll make it.
You're all wet. Miss Mitchell writes those speeches. Nobody can make her write that kind of stuff.
They can, huh? Who do you think writes them? My Aunt Emma? I know she writes them. Gets a big bonus for doing them, too. A mink coat and a diamond bracelet. Don't write them. And that gold-grabbing dame would double-cross her own mother for a handful of Chinese yen.
If you boys look at...
Hey, boss.
Here's the speech, boss.
Hey. What a
your precious John Does will say when they find out that you never had any intention of doing it, that you were being paid to say so.
Christmas Eve at midnight.
John, why don't you forget this foolishness?
Stop right where you are, Mr. Booth. You don't want to go to court with me.
I'm glad you did it with you. You killed the John Doe. You're going to see it for all of you. Now take a good look, Mr. Horton.
John! John! Oh, John, no, no, I won't let you unlock it. Oh, please. Please don't give up. We'll start all over again. Just you and I. It isn't too late. The John Doe movement isn't dead yet. See, John, it isn't dead or they wouldn't be here. It's alive in them. They catch it alive by being afraid. That's why they came up here. Oh, darling. Sure, it should have been killed. It was dishonest. But we can start clean now. Just you and I. It'll grow, John, and it'll grow big because it'll be honest this time. Oh, John, if it's worth dying for, it's worth living for. Oh, please, John. Oh, oh, please, please, God, help me. John, John, look at me. You want to be honest, don't you? Well, you don't have to try to keep the John Doe idea alive. Someone already tried for that one. The first John Doe. He's kept that idea alive for nearly 2,000 years. It was he who kept it alive in them. And he'll go on keeping it alive forever and always. For every John Doe movement these men kill, a new one will be born. That's why their bells are ringing, John. They're calling to us. Not to give up, but to keep on fighting, to keep on pitching. Oh, don't you see, darling? This is no time to give up. You and I, John, we... Oh, no. No, John. If you die, I want to die too. Oh, oh, I love you.
You don't have to. We're with you, Mr. Doe. We just lost our heads and acted like a mob.
What Bert's trying to say is that we need you, Mr. Doe. There were a lot of us that didn't believe what that man said. We were going to start up our John Doe Club again, whether we saw you or not, weren't we, Bert? And there were a lot of others that were going to do the same thing. Well, Mr. Sharp was even got a letter from his cousin in Toledo.
I got it right here, Mr. Doe.
Only it'd be a lot easier for you. Please. Please.
Long John.
Mr. Doe. You're welcome to it.
Mr. Doe, take her right down to the car. We got a car right down.
They are, Norton, the people. Try and lick that.
polls today. A vote for Popeye means free ice cream for all the kiddies.
All right, men, step right over here and get your free cigars.
And what we need is bigger elephants in all our zoos. Oh my gosh.
Now, just remember your old pal Bluto at the polls today, fellers. And there's an extra cigar for each and every vote you give me. Yes, sir.
And furthermore, I promises 2 cans of spinach for every pot. Here's me past record, folks, which speaks for itself.
You double-crosser. Steal my voters, will you? If you want a good-looking guy in the White House, vote for me, babe.
I can't go to the polls till I get the wood all chopped for the winter.
No sooner said than chopped, darling.
That vote is mine.
For me?
Well, the field still needs plowing.
Okay, Olive. All done. Now to the polls.
Oh, I almost forgot. That hay must be put in the hayloft.
Shall we goes to the polls?
Popeye, I'm casting my vote for you.
Let's go, Toots. You're voting for me.
You, I'm not voting for.
Oh, yes, you are.
Never, 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 never
Popeye? Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Alright, welcome back to the flight deck. We are sitting about 74 miles out from our destination, or top of descent, sorry. We're going to start entering our information in. Unfortunately, we can't seem to get a current TAF or a METAR for the airport. That's not a big deal. We're going to use the one we had from a few hours ago, and we'll see if ATC can update it when we get there. So let's pop down to our panel here. We'll clear the message and we'll pop in. We'll enter what we have, and we'll try to get an update when we get down there. So 1012, 25 degrees. Winds are variable at 2, so we're going to go 180 at 2. That's the direction we're going to be landing in. I think they're a little bit more southwesterly now, but we'll see. Transition air flight level of 35 is correct. We're doing a Cat 1 ILS landing, Class C aircraft, 285 feet. So that's entered in. We're going to go to our rad nav. A couple things we have. We're going to check our ILS. So 108.1 is correct. 30 degrees slope and a 181 heading is good. We're also going to go into here. We're going to type in the lag VOR. It's already showing there, 113.7. We'll make sure that is hard in, is not going to change. We have our speed restriction of 230 knots within 49 miles of lag VOR below 10,000 feet, so we'll bear that in mind. And our missed approach, if we have to do it, is maintain runway heading, passing the VOR, right turn to 3500, and join the hold as published. So that is fine there. So that is that information now entered in. 58 miles to go. So arrival and weather, we're basically heading to Ilkel, you can see here. Then we're going to make turn south straight in to intercept the ILS that come in. We do have ATC up. We'll see if they change anything on us. MCDU approach page we just did. Radios are set. 124.1 is the ATC frequency we're going to be going over to. We're going to stay on 122.8 for now. Engine intake not required. FCP is good for now. We're going to go down to an initial of 350. That is the hold point there, and it's our main restriction we have on the way down, so we'll set that in. Altimeters 1012, we'll get that in standby so we're ready for that when we get there. Approach we've briefed. Auto brakes are going to set to 1 that are very long runway here. We're good at almost 13,000 feet to use. And that is that set in, so we're looking pretty good. So basically we're going to be flying over here, then heading down southward. So we'll get rid of the map now. We'll go down to 80 miles there. A little bit of sun glare on that side. Well, let me put that over there to block that off. Yeah, still not blocking it. Be nice if we could. That sun's coming in kind of that way. So once we make the turn at Kelex, we're going to give him a call. If he doesn't give us a call, Kelex is sitting about 20 miles from where we transition in. So we'll see what happens. Not going to be making any more calls at the moment, so we're just going to switch over and monitor him. And it looks like he just gave me a shout. Okay. And he goes by Cano Center. 1, 2, 4, 5. Cano Center Skyways 5556 with you, 24 miles from Kelex, flight level 370.
Skyway 5556. Cano, Center Research Transponder 2405.
Two 405 for Skyways 5556.
Skyways 5556 identified, follow 370. Stand by for arrival instructions.
Standing by, Skyways 5556. Yeah, Kevin, he just did. As you could hear, I was just chatting with him. Looks like he sent me something. That's interesting. Yeah, roger that. Trying to sort out the hot mic issue.
Eastbird 7660, clear.
Hello, Alrods. Not too long. We're just getting instructions.
Skyways 556, turn left now, heading 070, delay vector for the arrival.
Looks like I got a hot mic issue and I can't fix it.
Left turn heading 070.
Alright, so he's got us turning left to 070.
Skyways 556, roger, heading 070. And plan for the Ilko 1 November arrival. That's the Ilko India Lima Kilo Echo Lima 1 November arrival, and the on of approach runway 18 right at Murto Al Mohammed, Lagos. Skyways 556, roger. When ready, right turn direct to Ilko, that's India Lima Kilo Echo Lima. At your discretion, descend flight level 140.
And then we're going to head down to 140. Sorry, I'm typing and trying to figure out what the hell's going on with my mic here. Just give me a second. Got to start down. Okay, I wonder if that's fixed it. I think it's that loose connection thing on my Yoke cable. Control cable. Let's turn the settings back on, see if that works. Cano Center Skyway is 5556. I think they got the hot mic fixed.
Roger, I can hear you 5 by 5.
Hey, Roger, we're direct LCAL sending flight level 140.
Correct.
Yeah, I think it was that little connection there. I was getting a little short in it, and it was causing issues. Alright, so Ilkel is our entry point into the approach. I think Kevin is going to be going in and doing the teardrop unless he's getting different directions. Wasn't really paying attention to that. I was busy working on clearing that issue. But we are descending down, so we're going to get the seatbelts on in the back. Just give them a ring. Yeah, I think it was just far enough disconnected that it was tripping it and locking it in place. So I disconnected, reconnected, unplugged, replugged in the little cable, and it seems to be working. I think I'm gonna have to get a new, well, I guess a new one. I'll have to get a hold of Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster? No, the Bravo Thunder. How the hell makes this thing? I just forgot. Honeycomb. That's it. Jeez. Bit of a brain fart there. Anyway, we're down through 30,000 feet. We'll let the aircraft control its own speed. Uh, 34 miles to flight level 140. We're hovering around 285 knots on the descent. So we're going to be looking when we get down, probably exiting around Alpha 3, and then we're going to be taxiing back on Alpha, and we're going to be asking for parking spot E63, if it's available. Hopefully it is. Alright, we're looking good. Looks like Kevin's down to somewhere in the vicinity of 12,000 feet as he's heading in before us. Makes sense.
Peace Bird 7660. Continue your descent to 3,500 feet. Metro Mohammed QNH 1012.
Oh, a little bit of a sim freeze there.
Through 3,500, QNH 1012. Peace Bird 7660.
Still got sound. There we go. Not sure what that was. Oh, we're getting a nice sunset. Some nice visuals as we come in. Through 25,000 feet. And the airport should be roughly straight ahead.
Skyway 5556, clear for the Yoke 1 November arrival, descend flight level 060.
Cleared on the Yoke 1 November arrival and descending flight level 060, Skyways 5556. 6,000 feet. Now we are on the arrival, which means we do have that speed restriction within 49 miles of the lag VOR, and we've come down here. We'll switch this to VOR. There's the lag VOR. We're 56 miles out now. So it's 230 knots within 49 miles at 10,000 feet or below. We're going to be going below 10,000 feet, so we're going to have to make sure that we switch down to 40 or 230 knots as we come in. Clean speed for us today is 208 and flaps 1 is 184, so it's in around where they usually are. There's the sun setting. Very nice. Maintaining a 2,400 foot per minute descent. Of course, that mall up right there, we have to be at 3,500, but we're not cleared down to that yet. No MSA given as critical, but over the area we're in now, it's 4,100 feet, so we are maybe well above that.
Peaceburn 7660 across, mole up at above 3,500 feet, that mole up cleared, RNAV approach, runway 18 right.
Give it a touch of lights there.
Roger that, cross mole up at or above 3,500, beyond mole up cleared to the RNAV from a 18 right for Peaceburn 7660.
So we are doing the RNAV, or I guess we're doing the RNAV. I got the ILS put in, but we'll see what he finally gives us. Yeah, gambling gets addictive there, Alrot.
Skyway 5556, confirm you're plugged in for the RNAV approach, runway 18 right.
We had the ILS, but we can switch over to the RNAV for 18 right.
Just switch over to the RNAV for runway 18 right.
Alright, so we're gonna go the arrival, it's gonna be the RNAV for a 18 right, and we are going in on the air's Ilkin 1N. That is good. We'll insert that. So we're now set up for the RNAV. It's 15,000 feet.
Skyway 5556, continue descent 3,500 feet. Kearney, Transversal Mohammed 1012.
Continuing down to 3,500 and 1012 for the QNH Skyways 5556. 1012 is set on both sides. I think it's anything under 50 is a loss. Anything above, you double. But I think if you get like 98, 99, you triple. I think. I'm not exactly sure. Keep going down, guys. Airplane. No, I want you to go down.
Peacebird 7660, clear to land, runway 18 right. Surface winds now at Myrtle Hamid. Winds now are calm.
Okay, thank you very much. Clear to land, runway 8 right for Peacebird 7660.
Alright, we're descending down to 3,500, which we have to be my mull-up, and we will be slightly before the speed breaks out to bring my speed back. We are going to have to go down to 230. So it's the lights on now. Get them done and out of the way. There we go. We'll wing the back. As we come up for 10,000 feet, speed's going to come back to 230 now. As per the arrival, we do have the speed brakes out, and we're going to go into our approach phase. We do not need the landing systems as we are on a RNAV. Yes. Slobs, Streamlabs, OBS. See a light flashing, that might be Kevin. 8,000 feet. Speed still slowly coming back.
Skyway 5556, cross, mole up, outer above 3,500 feet at mole up, cleared on of approach, runway 18 right, in number 2.
Roger, cross mole up or above 3,500 and after mole up, cleared for the RNAV 18 right, number 2, Skyways 5556. Speed's almost down to 230. We should hit 3,500 right at Molop, and then we'll go into our approach mode as we come up to Molop. I use the regular OBS for doing if I'm recording videos, but for streaming I use the Streamlabs version of OBS. Yep, there's the airport there. There's the 2 runways. There's Kevin coming in for landing. And we are looking good. So speed's back to 230 as we come up. It is a max of 200 knots at Molop. So we're going to go into approach phase now. We do have our speed brakes out still. So the engines are back to idle. We should start slowing down. 4,100 feet. There's a turn. Approach phase is on. Alt final and RNAV. Approach. We are lined up. I'm going to keep us descending downwards. So we intercept. There we go. Got the intercept. We are lined up. It's a gear and flaps now. So speed brakes coming in. Speed brakes are armed. Auto brakes are set. We are RNAV final approach. Gear and flaps now. So we're gonna go flaps 1. Speed coming back to 185. Looking good. Winds are calm. We heard that for Kevin. There we are. We're starting downwards now.
Peacebird 7660, vacate left enable expedite.
Flaps 2. And gear down.
Peacebird 7660, taxi via Alpha, go left and on to Alpha. Clear taxi via Alpha, left and Alpha, and Peacebird 760.
Speed 170.
Skyways
Flaps 3.
5556. Clear to land runway 18 right, FS winds are calm.
Clear to land 18 right, Skyways 5556. There's Kevin, you can see him turning onto the taxiway ahead of us. Speed's down to 160, flaps full. And flaps extended. Gear down, 3 green, flaps extended, lights are all on, cabin is notified.
Via Alpha 3, continue on to Alpha, right and
auto brakes set, speed brakes are armed.
To Foxtrot, International Apron, parking at your discretion. Roger, continue taxi on Alpha, right from Foxtrot to International Apron, park to my discretion for Peacebird 7660.
I can't tell if you're saying Peacebird or Speedbird. $1,000 to go.
1,000.
Getting a little bit of a push from the right, but it should fade out as we approach the ground. Cabin's ready. Landing memo no blue. Wind shift there.
500.
I have control.
5 by 5.
Wind is dying slightly. Just doing this visually now. No pappies. Watching the RNAV, but aiming for the touchdown over the black hole here as we come into the airport. This is one of the issues with night flying if you're not used to it. You lose all your visual references.
100. $50, $40, $30, $20, retard. 5.
It's down. Auto brakes on, reversers on. We do have a little bit of a roll, so I'm not too worried too much yet. I can see my taxi lights coming up for my exit. Reversers are in low power. Alright, reversers off. Auto brakes off. Roll out and exit at Alpha 3. This is just coming up here.
Retard.
Yeah, we're all good.
Skyways 5556, vacate left variable.
Roger, vacating at Alpha 3 for Skyways 5556. Alright, let's get the flaps up, speed brakes down.
Skyways 5556, continue taxi via Alpha.
Roger, we'll continue taxi via Alpha, Skyways 5556. Taxi lights on, we can turn off the landing lights. Start the APU. A nice evening arrival here into Nigeria.
Gate number.
We're looking for gate Echo 63 up on the international apron.
Roger, continue via taxi Alpha, right turn on to Foxtrot, another right turn on to Foxtrot 1 to the international apron, parking your discretion.
Roger, Alpha, Foxtrot 1 to the apron, our discretion on the gate for Skyways 5556. Thanks for the ATC.
No problem, thanks for signing.
Alright, let's get down here. We'll get the weather radar off. TCAS can go to standby. We're already taxi lights, landing lights are off, strobes are off. Now wing lights can come off. Did the APU come online? No. So let's start the APU. Kevin, what gate are you going to? Let's see if we can get Echo 63 here. Of course, they don't match. So we're not going to worry about it. But that's where we're headed. We're going to the third one up. D34. Oh, you went all the way over there? Oh, okay. Here's Alpha 2 on our left, and we're just going to come up here to Alpha 1.
Yeah, Netherlands 04001, you were calling me for clearance right now?
Alright, this is Foxtrot.
Yeah.
Right turn at Foxtrot 1, which is right here. So in this series we've got 2 legs left. Should be the next 2 weekends, and that'll take us to the end of the series. And then we will be starting a new one after that. Alright, let's see where we are. This is it here. First one. Alright, so let's get in. So you can kill the taxi light.
Osprey 738 Quebec. ATC services are now terminated. Switch to Unicom. Good night.
We're going to try to position the aircraft so it's near the door. I got that beautiful sunset happening there behind us. Pay attention. Parking the plane.
Netherlands 04001. Kano Center clears you from Kano to Abuja via the Bombo 1.
I love this. This is the GSX adding in the jetway to a default airport.
Flight level 350, squawk 0454.
Let's get over here and get our ground services in. Cones and GPU are in. We can come over here, pop up top now. External power is on.
Expect flight level 340 as your final, and the rest of the readback is correct.
Dome lights
pushing start
on.
your discretion, call for taxi.
We're on external.
QNH 1013 at Kano.
Engines are down. We're going to leave the external power going. Turn off those. Are the APU going with the APU bleed just to provide some air inside the aircraft. And we are good there. So we're going to close down that. Let's see if I can tell it to deboard where we are.
The boarding requested.
There we go. So we're going to start offloading.
Netherlands 04001. Expect flight level 340 as your final. Would you like me to repeat the clearance?
And before he comes back, let's pop over here. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And we'll be back tomorrow as we fly the 747-8 freighter and head off on our next Formula One support leg from England to Texas. Take care everybody. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye for now.